Greetings nerdy list aficionados and welcome back to Top 10 Nerd. Today it's once more time to return to the land of alternates, and we're going to one of the kings in that regard, Spider-Man Peter Parker. He's got alternates across the multiverse and even in-universe. If you can think of it, Spidey probably has an alternate like that, a spider-sona, that's what we're calling them now. So how does Peter measure up against some of these other spider heroes or villains? Well, sometimes they're actually a little stronger, or could at least give him a run for his money. I'm Sash, and today we're counting down the top 10 alternate versions of Spider-Man stronger than Peter Parker. Let's get started. Number 10. Spider-Cyborg. This Peter Parker came from Earth 2818. This universe's Spider-Man has become a cyborg. His design is very reminiscent of DC's Cyborg. He has the red eye, his arm can detach and utilize sonic cannons. He was thought to be much more powerful than Peter Parker because of these cybernetic enhancements. However, this also made him a target when the Spider-Verse event was ongoing. This was when spider totems were being hunted. He teamed up with Superior Spider-Man's team to take on Karn, but was ultimately taken out by the Inheritors. The Inheritors were a clan who hunted and fed on spider totems, like Spider-Man. So they're basically specific Spider-Man vampires. Mileage varies on how well they were received. Number 9. Spiderling. So the idea of Mary Jane and Peter Parker having children and those children taking up some kind of spider mantle is not a new one at all, no matter what J.J. Abrams and his son try to tell you. Revolutionary. Spiderling is Anime Parker, coming to us from Secret Wars, inhabiting an area of Battle World known as the Regency. She began to develop Spider-Man-like powers as she aged, and her powers are actually much more enhanced than her father's. For example, her spider sense has become a form of precognition, and she can not only see events that will happen in detail, but this can happen to her hours in advance. Also super important, she is a pathmaker, meaning she can control the connections on the web of life and destiny, literally changing people's fates, so she can make herself or others stronger, forge armors, etc. Take that, Peter. Well, not really. No shame in your kids being better than you. That's the time for pride. Number 8. Spider-Wolf. So if you remember Cap Wolf, and why wouldn't you? That's Captain America when he was a werewolf. Well, other people felt left out, so we have a Spider-Man werewolf. And well, I guess this version would mostly be stronger than Peter, while he was in werewolf form at least, but depending upon the lore, he could also have some enhanced strength while just in regular form. This character appeared in the Amazing Spider-Man Volume 3 number 11 and was pretty much instantly killed, so we sadly did not get to see much of his adventures. But I like to imagine he somehow managed to have his life more together than Peter as well. You know, just beat him in all the areas. Take that, Peter, but really. Nerd question. Do we feel like Peter would actually mutate into a proper werewolf, or should he have been some kind of horrible spider-wolf hybrid that should not be? You know, something twitching on the ground with limbs coming out of all the orifices. I don't know, just a thought. Number 7. Spider-Man Assassin, or Assassin Spider-Man. There is a version of Peter out there who is a stone-cold assassin from Earth 8351. Here's a quote, just cuz I like it. Newsflash, I'm not the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man anymore. Some folks need killing, and this monster's a prime example. I just imagine this how he'd say it. I can't handle all this edge. So this Peter was trained by Wolverine and works with him. This version is pretty similar to the original Peter Parker, but has refined all his reflexes because he has trained to be a killing machine. He actually managed to take down Black Widow. His spider sense has become so much a second nature that he claims he just knows things. Also, he's a master marksman, cause yeah, he uses a gun, he's edgy. He is thought to be stronger than his 616 counterpart. This is because he's more focused and doesn't allow himself with distractions, so that's a lesson. With great power comes the need to become a skilled assassin. Number 6. Spidercide. So this is one of Peter's clones from the Clone Saga arc, and he was created by the Jackal. The Clone Saga may be oft mocked, and it was a mess by the end, but there were some cool characters to come out of it. If they let them end it when they wanted to, the world would be a very different place. Better? Worse? Just different. Like most of the Peter clones, he believed he was the real Peter at the start. However, he is far from a perfect clone, especially after his shapeshifting abilities activated. Yes, you heard that right, shapeshifting. Spidercide has control over his molecular structure in a manner similar to Mr. Fantastic, but not quite to the same level in some regards, but actually more in others. He can change his form and appearance. Also, he can withstand falls and bullets to an extent. He can even turn into liquid. He's like a Terminator. So stronger than Peter, yes, but it's fine, because when you need to go, the writers get you gone. Despite being able to withstand falls, he died falling off a building, cause oops, it was only falls of a certain height. Number 5. The Spider. So the Spider comes to us from the Exiles universe. Exiles was a series populated almost entirely by alternates. It featured a team of heroes and villains pulled from their own universes and brought together. This was to maintain the integrity of the universe, or so they thought at first. This Peter Parker comes from Earth 15 and is essentially just Cletus Cassidy. He's ginger, a master mass murderer, attached to carnage, and he just likes hurting people. Of course, having a symbiote is always an edge. It increases strength, allows for the creation of constructs, it's a boost in agility, and while this Peter is very well bonded to Carnage because they share that same sense of cruelty. He was part of the Time Breaker's Weapon X team for a while, but ultimately it looks like he has met his demise, so Peter doesn't need to worry about him anytime soon. Or does he? Number 4. Spider-Man 2099. Miguel O'Hara and his famous red and black suit, which, fun fact, were the original colors pitched for the Venomized Spider-Man costume. Miguel is from the future, obviously, and a cyberpunkish one at that. His powers are the result of a rewriting his genetic code via machine, unwillingly by the way. However, he has more powers than Peter Parker in the past, and let me tell you just some of them. He can move so fast he can leave behind a body double of himself, a body decoy they call it. He also appears to be moderately telepathic. He has better eyes, just superhuman eyes. He ages slower, just like a spider. I mean, shouldn't he age faster? Doesn't matter. He ages slower, like a spider. Extra points if you get that reference. He also has talons and fangs. They secrete a paralyzing venom, actually like a spider. His webbing is organic, coming from the spinnerets and his wrists. That's just a lot. Number 3. Spider-Girl, Anya Corazon. She originally went by the codename Anya. She got her powers from the Spider Society when their sorcerer saw that she had the potential to become the group's new hunter, as she had tried to save a man and instead been fatally wounded. The sorcerer transferred some of his energy to her. This was to save her, but it also gave her a spider-shaped tattoo, and this further allowed her powers. So she has all the usual spider powers you would expect, but also again with that increased longevity and shadow camouflaging, and while also the backing of the Spider Society. There are so many interesting versions of Spider-Man out there. Honestly, go down the rabbit hole, you may be pleasantly surprised. I love Peter, but he needs to get his life in order. I am not over him sleeping on Mockingbird's couch. Sad times. Number 2. Ghost Spider. A name that is now going to cause some confusion as that is the name of Spider-Gwen's latest comic. This Ghost Spider comes from Earth 11638 and is not Gwen Stacy. So in this universe, Peter Parker's Uncle Ben never died, but Peter still became Spider-Man anyway. Hooray! But a more pompous, arrogant one. But still. Spider-Man was seemingly killed and put in a coma for good in this universe, but really his soul was trapped in hell, and with the help of Bruce Banner, that universe's Sorcerer Supreme, he was infused with the souls of the repentant damned. This allowed him a second chance at life, so he awoke from his coma and became a Ghost Spider. So what does this mean? Well, it means here we have a Spider-Man who also is infused with the Ghost Rider's powers. Empathic reading, sim manipulation, hellfire manifestation, dimensional travel, just to name a few. Sit down, Peter. Today is not your day. Number 1. Cosmic Spider-Man. This version of Spider-Man has been infused with the power of Captain Universe. Captain Universe isn't a person, it's the Uni power, which is an aspect of the Enigma Force, and when it chooses a host, that host not only gets a sweet new Captain Universe makeover, but access to the power set, such as Univision, a cosmic consciousness, and matter/energy manipulation. When Peter had this power, it wasn't permanent. However, there was a what-if story wherein he kept the powers, and it slowly began to make him more and more detached as he tried to solve as many of the world's problems as possible, and then he had a baby and transferred the powers into it. Then there was another version that was utilized for the Spider-Verse, and was killed when the Enigma Force was drained from his body. So that's one way to get rid of him. Still in a battle between him and the regular Peter, good luck Pete. So those were 10 alternate versions of Spider-Man stronger than Peter Parker. Were there any stronger versions who belong on this list? Let me know down below. I'm Sasha and thanks so much for watching Top 10 Nerd. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe and hit that bell notification so that you never miss a vid. I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.